Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Lisa Stavenot LLC Designs. I'm Lisa, and welcome to Creative Chronics Club, where it's for people who suffer from chronic illness, suffer from anxiety, or those people that love them, are friends with them, or take care of them. And what we do is we use creativity as a way to bring a little relief, a little distraction for everybody from, it just hurting and feeling bad, or the stress and the anxiety, for all of that. So welcome to our club. First, before we start on today's creativity, I wanted to share last week's. We did a happy box where you put phrases or happy things for you personally. So if you're having a bad day, you can reach in your box and you'll pick up a happy phrase or, something personal for you. Or a creativity box where if you create on your own all the time, but sometimes we get in those slumps, you can reach in here and pick out inspiration. And the ones I showed you last week, I am new to this doing stuff, filming and doing something at the same time and talking and everything. So sometimes they don't come out exactly how I want them to, but I'm trying to give you options too on the inexpensive versions and more in-depth versions at the same time, so you can pick what level you want to do. So anyway, I wanted to go back. I went back and worked on the happy box, the creativity box, and I wanted to show you what I came up with. And I did one that you can just do from around your house, and one that if you want to invest in some items and put a little more money into. So the first one is this box. It can be any box that you could find around your home, anywhere. And what I did is I took some junk mail from a catalog, and I cut it up, and I decoupaged all the pretty colors on the box. And when I say decoupage, I actually use just plain old school glue like Elmer's or Rose Art, whatever, just kind of school glue you have. I use that, so nothing special there, nothing special in the paper, because like I said, this is from a catalog, junk mail. The box could be a coffee box, it could be a snack box from your kitchen, and then the tag is just a tag. It could be a piece of paper, and this is just some ribbon, like, just ribbon that I happen to have, like if you do Christmas packages or anything, birthdays, anything. This is actually some ribbon from a birthday. And I save everything, so a lot of times I repurpose stuff. So anyway, and this just says happy box. Just super simple, no creativity needed. And these are just scraps of paper inside, and some things from my happy box is you have got this, because I suffer from a chronic illness. Breathe. I think that's an important one for everybody, especially right now. Let's see. You don't have to be perfect. And I think I have one more. Yep, one more. And it says, life is not always easy, but is always good. Okay, so that's one version. This is the inexpensive, anything around your house you can do, nothing special needed one. And then this is the one that is a little more in depth. And what I used was still stuff I had around my house, but that you might not have around yours. I used two types. I used ribbon, which is, what do you call this? See, it's a brain fog day. It's that. Okay, give me a chance. I'll think about it. I used burlap ribbon, the brown. I had some lace, and then I layered on some paper I had. And it says patchouli and spark passion. And patchouli is, it can be an oil, an essential oil, and it's supposed to promote calmness and serenity. And it is also, but anyway, look it up, because that's not the point of this. But so I decorated this. So you can do this if you invest in, you could get some fancy little paper packs and do something like this. You can get a lace ribbon and burlap ribbon from any, crafting store. And the jar actually came from Amazon, okay? And this one is my, if I get stuck in my creativity. And I had some scrapbook paper, so I made these pretty because the jar is see-through. So the little bit you can see the pretty colors there on the bottom. And then I wrote down some things like knit a scarf, learn to knit, holiday ornaments, start working on homemade gifts if you want, just stuff to decoupage with napkins, just all sorts of ideas if I get my, if I get a block in my creativity zone. So anyway, so these are 2 versions of our happy box that we talked about last week. A little more expensive one that you might have to purchase things for, and then the one that you can just get around your house. So anyway, okay, so today we'll get to our club meeting and get busy with our activity. I'll be right back because I'm going to do this one today from overhead because it's a mixed media project. See you in a minute. Hey guys, okay, I'm back, and today's Creative Chronics Club project is mixed media. And I just thought this would be a fun one to do today. I'm going to try my best to do this, talk, and do all that at the same time. So let me go over what we're going to use first, and then we'll get started. So here I have what I am making on my long and thin. So let's see here first. This is a wood canvas, and it's 12 inches long by probably about 5 3/4 inches wide. Okay, so that's my canvas. It is wood. I'm making a sunflower because sunflowers make me happy, and I thought that would be a fun mixed media project to do. So we've got our canvas, and it's a 5 3/4 by 12. I've got torn up vintage book pages that I'm going to decoupage on here as part of my background, because mixed media is all about using different textures, different materials, layering to create an image of whatever you want. Be you. Okay, so I've got my torn book pages, and then over here I have got, for the petals, I've got some fabric. It's going to give it great movement and texture. For the stem, I have some tissue paper, which came in a package I received. And I'm just going to squish it up. And I used green. That way I don't have to do anything to it. I have some brown tissue paper that I was going to use for the center of my sunflower. But I think instead, because I'm using the tissue paper for the stem, I want to do something different. So what I'm going to do is I have some modeling paste here. And I'm going to create the brown center with the modeling paste. That'll give it a different texture. And I'm going to color it brown. So I'm going to do that. The ground is going to be just a green paint that I have that kind of goes with the stem, with a little sand mixed in, because, sunflowers are kind of in sandy, different parts. I have some acrylic paints here. These are acrylics too, and I have some tube acrylics that I'm going to use for the sky and to color my modeling paste. Then, of course, I have my Mod Podge, some paint brushes, my little stir thing for my modeling paste, and I just have a white paint marker, maybe to add some highlighting. So, oops, you know what I didn't get? A brush to Mod Podge with, so excuse me for just a second while I grab a Mod Podge brush, and we'll get started. Okay. So I always kind of lay everything on my board before we get started, and I didn't take pictures of that. But basically, you see here, none of my book pages are down, and I've just kind of laid them out to get an idea of how much coverage I'm going to have, because I don't want to cover 100%. If you do, by all means, do you, do what you want to do, be you. But I also had actually laid out the flower, the stem, and everything just to, make sure size-wise this is going to be what I wanted. And it is. Okay. Oh my gosh. I cannot get this Mod Podge open. Okay. Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I actually had to go to my big jar opener and get this open, which is crazy. All right, none of these products are, this video is unsponsored totally. So none of these products, if I just happen to mention a name, I'm not promoting it at all. It's just what I'm using, what I have on hand. Okay, so I'm going to knock all this off so I can start just laying it all down. And I don't know, I'm assuming most of you know how to decoupage, but I'm going to talk about it because a lot of times in my chronic creative club, I have people that have never crafted before and they're just looking for, hey, what can I do to help with, my pain? What can I do to help with, this terrible illness or this debilitating anxiety and stress I have? And so decoupaging is just when you put this, it's a glue, okay, and you put it down and then you put paper or fabric or whatever material you want to put down with it, you can, and then you go back over the top. So the glue basically goes on the top and the bottom. And you don't have to use a fancy one. You can even use a regular school glue if you want. Just be aware though that when you're doing big projects like a mixed media canvas like this, you definitely will want to have a lot and be able to spread it with a brush. That way it just makes it easier to do. That's what I found anyway. And especially if your hands are hurting, this is a good project to do. Just painting on the glue is not, real stressful. And I do have pain in my hands. I do have times where I just can't, use my hands at all. So I know what that feels like. So definitely I try to think about that when I'm doing these, crafting ideas for everybody. I'm trying to think of stuff that if you're having a bad hand day, if you're having, then you have something to do that's not going to like make it worse, or that you just get frustrated because you're like, this is supposed to be fun and my hands aren't working and I can't even do this project. So, and sometimes you have some paper laid out and you think you're going to use it and then you decide, nope, I'm not going to use it like that. I'm just going to throw it in here and there. And see, I had so much pulled out and I had laid it in my temporary thing. And I thought, I'm going to use all of this. And guess what? I have this piece I'm not going to use. I'll just throw it in my scrap pile and save it for when I decide to use it. Now, you're going to need this again in a minute. So I'm just going to set the brush over there. Now, this needs to dry. So I'm going to pause for a little bit. Alright guys, I'm back. It's dry now. Now, sometimes when you use Mod Podge, it can leave as shiny. So sometimes you might want to get, instead, if you're going to use a Mod Podge or a Decoupage, you might want to get Decoupage or make sure your Mod Podge is flat, because like this one is a Decoupage and it's clear and it seals. This one is a matte finish Mod Podge. So you don't want to glare on it. And I think this one doesn't seem to because it's matte. But that's something to keep in mind. If you use Elmer's glue, it totally dries invisible. But like I said, you'll probably want to pour it into a cup and be able to, do it faster. Or you could be there way longer than you just want to be. Okay, now what I'm going to do first is paint the background. So I want to do the sky. And basically, I'm going to do the sky, 2 different blues. Because if you look at the sky, it's not just one-dimensional. So I'm going to put this blue in. This is going to be, I think, my main blue. But it's not going to come out. Wow. It totally dried up and it was totally sealed. Now see, this one is not hard. This one is rock hard. And look, it hadn't even been used. That is bizarre because I make a point to take really good care of my paints and stuff. But see, this one's not open. That's why. That's better. Because I thought these things would like stay, you know, fresh a long time. Okay. Well, I'm not going to go dig anymore, but this one's kind of dark. I do have a white here. Now, it's open, but hopefully just the top part's dry. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to come out, so... Yeah, I pulled all this out early so we wouldn't have to, you know... Oh my god, this one's dried up too. And these were all nice and sealed in their little container. Okay, whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Well, I do have some white paint just right over here, so let me just grab it real quick. That's why I don't like tube painting, because they dry out so fast. Okay, so let me get my little brush here. I'm just gonna spoon a little into the blue and make a pretty, and put a little more blue if I want, but I won't need more white for sure. Isn't that crazy though? I mean, really? That's why I like the bottled, you know, the little, that's why I don't like tubes. That was so annoying. And they are rock hard. I mean, those tubes are hard. Okay. So now we're just going to come up here, and I'm going to paint it light because you want it, I do. Now everybody's different, like I always tell you guys, do you know, however you want it to look, do you. But I like seeing the book pages through the paint. I think it gives it more texture, gives it more character. So, you know, you do what you want to. I'm sure if I used a bunch of the dark blue paint, I wouldn't be able to see it all, but I wanted this lighter color. That's why I mixed in the white. And it's just fun, you know, to make your own colors sometimes too, even though we did this one kind of necessity. But see how you can still see the writing? I think that's pretty. I'm going to put some on the sides. Just because, you know, when you hang it up, the sides show. Now, that's up to you again. And you know what? You don't have to have a canvas to do this either. You could totally do this on a piece of paper as well. It's just going to, you know, need more drying time because it's going to have layers on it. So, don't feel like you have to have a canvas either. Okay, so there's our sky. Now I have the ground, the green and the sand. There's the green. And all we're gonna do is do a ground, and don't do it, you know, straight across if you don't want to. You give it some, you know, like ridging and mountains or, you know, hills or whatever you want to do. That just gives a little interest too. But if you want it straight across, again, do you. Be you. Be you, guys. I'm actually excited about some upcoming stuff. So please stay tuned. There's a lot upcoming. And I'm slowly getting my Etsy shop back up. I had, you know, taken a break when we moved. And we actually moved twice last year. And when you move, you know, you just don't have time to worry about, you know, shops and all that. You're just trying to get somewhere. And oh my gosh, with this pandemic, I am so glad we got moved twice last year instead of being caught this year and not being able to. Or, you know, I find it very, I mean, maybe y'all can do it, you know, looking for a house over video and stuff without actually going to see them. For me, that doesn't work, but like I said, everybody's different, and if that works for you, good, because that actually probably gives you way more flexibility than I have. All I'm doing is painting the sides here, and the bottom, because when you hang it up, unless you frame it, these sides show, and, you know, most people don't want a raw and finished canvas, but if you do, by all means, be you, be you, be you. Because that's what's important. This is yours. This isn't, you know, make this mixed media project your own. Okay. So there we go with that one. And now we're going to let that dry for a second. I'm going to run and get another paintbrush real quick. Because I just want to brush in a little sand, because like I said, you know, if you look where sunflowers come up, a lot of times they're in like a sandy, kind of grassy, weedy area. But you know what? Let's dry this real quick so it doesn't mix. I want the sand to show up as sand, so... And if you have clump paint, don't be afraid to wipe it with your finger. That way, you know, because you don't really want clumpy paint either. I don't want a lot of paint on my brush, so I'm going to dab it here, and then come back and pick some up here and there. I'm just going to kind of, you know, put this different spots around the canvas here to give it like it has a layer of sand kind of on the green, but not overtaking it all the way. There we go. All right. So now that we've got all of that done, we're going to set our paintbrushes hopefully aside so we don't stick our hands in them unintentionally, like I do quite a bit. Oh, let me get a... Sorry, I try to be prepared, and I still am not totally prepared. You can get a plate to mix stuff on if you want. You know. Okay. So anyway, you know, creating really can help, you know, put you in a good headspace. It can help you, you know. It just really helps. And that's why I started this club. And, you know, even doing this club helps me a good bit. Just giving other people, you know, an outlet. And kind of showing all of you how it helps. And I hope you're out there, you know, participating with me, or watch this, you know, and when you feel like it, do it. Because Obviously, it's taped, so you can come back and watch it anytime. Okay, there's our, and now I left a little bit hanging off here, and I didn't come all the way down with my decoupage yet. So cut that off, and then I'll come back down here on the end. See? Okay, yeah, y'all can see it now. See? Come back there, and there's my stem, and you can kind of, you know, move it around if you want, but you know, sunflowers are, if you're making a sunflower like me, sunflowers can be pretty straight up and down, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy, because somebody said there's no straight lines in nature, and sunflowers aren't perfect, stems aren't perfect straight lines, but they are pretty straight. I have one out my window, so I'm saying that looking at one. Okay. So there is the stem. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this modeling paste. Again, I'm not really showing names or things because, you know, it's just all, it's not sponsored. So I want you to do, you know, use what brand you want and all of that. So here I am. I just scooped some modeling paste out and I'm putting it here in the center with my modeling paste knife. And then I'm going to close up that. Okay, and then I'm going to come with some brown paint. And this is all acrylic paint that I'm using. So, let's see if there's any soft paint in here. Look at that. That is crazy. This wasn't, okay, not happy with that at all. That's annoying. Brown paint. Hold on, guys, as usual. Sorry. Let's see, dark brown paint. I have another one up here. Alright, I have some more. Let me see if this one's all dried out. That is super annoying. Those paints are not that old. And as you saw, they just look terrible. Wow. Alright. Oh, I think this one is actually still good. So, I got new paint here. I'm going to add some, yeah, there we go. Some dark brown acrylic paint. And look, I had everything out together, and now I'm just mixing this up. Oops. Okay, that was black. Dang. Alright. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, I am back. Sorry about that. You know, it never fails. You think you got everything laid out. It's going to be great. And then what happens? Something gets messed up, and then you get all flustered. I don't know about y'all, but that happens to me. And I think part of it is being chronically ill, and I'm having to teach myself, you know, just, okay, you know, it didn't come out right exactly how you wanted it, but it's okay because the idea is there. So what I'm doing is I pulled out some more modeling paste, and I have brown this time instead of black because the center has to be brown. And then I have the brown color. And I'm just going to apply it with my knife here. Looks like chocolate. Ah. Great. So, oh, that's going to be pretty. Okay, so I'm working my modeling paste and my, I think I got just enough. Looks like milk chocolate. That's pretty crazy. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take it about where I want the center of my flower to be, which is about like right there. And then I'm just going to come around here like that. And you can also, once it dries, it'll dry darker. But if you even want it darker than that, go back with paint and paint over it, but this will give you a lot of good texture for it. So it's, you know, it's whatever you want. Like I always say, be you, and you. But, and there we go. Okay, I'm gonna set this out of the way. Now I'm just gonna decoupage on my petals, and my petals are yellow fabric, just some fabric I had. I'm not going to decoupage them all down because I want some movement. So on the top part of them, I won't, you know, put them all down. You're going to see some ends sticking up. You're going to see, you know, they're not all going to be perfect. Because if you ever look at a sunflower, it's not all perfect. And that's what I love about nature. It's one of my favorite things is nature's not perfect. I feel like, okay, you know, I'm not perfect. Nature's not perfect. Oops, sorry about that. Stupid phone started ringing. Okay, so what I was saying is, if you look, nature's not perfect. Sunflowers aren't perfect. And that's what I love. And that's what everybody should realize is, you know, we're all not perfect. And it's fine. I just wish we would all, you know, get along. My goodness. Be careful that you don't pick up any of the brown modeling paste while you're doing this. Normally I would wait until it dries, but it's probably going to take it overnight to dry. So I want to go ahead and get it at least pretty much on so you guys can get the general idea of it. And then, like I said, you can make your own. You can make whatever you want. If sunflowers aren't, you know, particularly that special to you, you can definitely create anything. Birds. I would, the reason I picked sunflower too is the petals. Because, you know, you get a lot of texture using the petals. You get a lot of layering. It gives movement to a piece. But a bird would work too because, you know, birds have the feathers. And that would be something fun to make. I hope I am not hitting the camera every time I reach over here and get a yellow petal. So we're going to come up here. Whoops, right into it. I have a towel though, so I can just wipe it off. Lots of Mod Podge because I am holding fabric down. But like I said, a bird would be good. Anything with a lot of layers you wanted to do. Also, I'm having a blast doing this club. I hope everybody's enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Definitely. Whoops, I pulled that out the center a little bit. And I hope you're all, you know, seeing that being creative can help with chronic illness, can help with loving somebody, helping somebody with chronic illness. Because this life, like I said, this life is hard. This life is definitely, you know. And sometimes we all could use a little diversion, a little help, a little, you know, someplace to put a smile on our face, to give us something else to think about. And I hope that's what this channel does for all of you, and especially my chronic club, because, you know, it's meant to be fun. It's meant to, you know, just show you that you don't have to be an artist, but that you can do different things if you give it a chance, and just take a chance and do it. So I'm layering on here. And if you smudge yours, don't worry about it, because it's nature. Nature. And then once you get them all on, you may come back and see a place where maybe you need to add a little bit extra. You can definitely do that. Okay, now needs just a little something. Okay, so we're done with the tissue paper. I like how that came out. I think it's gonna look good. Now I think what I'm going to do is, let's dry it a little bit. Look, you see how the petals are moving? Isn't that cool? Alright, how cool is that? Now we need to add just a little bit of some more texture to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, hold on guys, I'm getting a stencil. Find my stencil. You can do this with stamps if you have stamps. If you don't have stamps, like I said, you can use stencils. You can use, you know, you can doodle it if you want. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Let's see here. Okay, and let me get a sponge brush. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little, I'm going to do color on color, I think. So on the bottom here, I'm going to use the green paint that I used. Put a little green paint in my thing there. Get my sponge thing. And like I said, these stencils did come from Amazon. This is not sponsored, but they were super affordable. So I'll see if I still have the link. And I'll link them below if you're looking for, you know, something inexpensive to add to your, you know, stuff. Words. Okay, so let's see, let's do, you can't see it, but it's there. You can also get some stamps, you know, and stamp it. You can also get a doodle, a pen, and just, you know, kind of doodle around. You can write words, you can draw waves. You can do like cues. You can do like numbers. So you can do anything you want, just little dots. There you go, and you can, then you can also doodle with other colors, like this is a white paint pen, and you can, you know, kind of come up here and go, whoops, to make the paint pen work. Okay, there we go. And it worked over there, and it's not going to work here. Okay, hold on one more time. Let me get a different colored doodle pen. And see, I really did, guys, get all this out. So I wouldn't have to keep getting up and down, but, you know, is what it is, right? Let's see, that's not what I wanted. Alright, sorry. So anyway, this is a great project. It, you know, you need to give it time to dry in between, and if you, so it might be like a 2-day project, but it could be like an hour or 2 project. Especially the center, it's going to take it, you know, a little while to dry longer. And you can also highlight, you know. You can highlight in black. You can come around with a, let me show you, a black marker. These are actually paint markers, so if you didn't want to use paint, whoops, sorry, you could actually use, okay, these are some different paint pens, really. And if you use Mod Podge, these actually move, this brand here. But again, this is not, you don't have to shake these though, but look, you can come in here and, like, you know, like highlight the tips. Do some sides, do some down, do some sides. So anyway, that gives you an idea of some things you can do. If you don't like that, you can always just pull them off and put down some more behind it. And I didn't really like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and put some more fabric behind these. And then I will show y'all the finished one next week, just like I did this week. But that gives you some ideas of what you can do. And make it to where you're happy. Don't worry about if anybody else is happy, because you're the only one that matters, right? So anyway, so I like the fabric. I'm going to go back and get some more fabric down. But what if you don't have fabric? Then you can get some paint pens and definitely come in here and draw them on. That just is a different layer. You could use tissue paper and paint it yellow and then cut out and put them on. So it's all what you want to do with it. Okay, hey guys, I'm back. So I had to fix that because I wanted y'all to see how it's going to look once it is all done. And all I did was take off the petals that I had outlined in black. I ended up not liking that and just replaced it with new ones. And then hey guys, so we had a little glitch, sorry. So I highlighted the flower at the top part in yellow. I highlighted the bottom with just my doodle pen, doodled around the stem, added a little more texture around the edges. And yeah, so that is our sunflower. I hope you enjoyed making it with me. This is our mixed media project for today for our Creative Chronics Club. I hope you had a lot of fun. And I might be putting some kits in my Etsy shop. I'll let you know if I do. Anyway, my Etsy shop will be linked below. Also, if you like this and you like what I'm doing with the Creative Chronics Club, be sure and give this video and all the videos a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you'll know when the Creative Chronics Club episode comes out, because it may not come out every Tuesday as we have seen. Take care, have a great week, stay safe, and I will see you next week where we will do another fun project. Bye! So hey guys, I wanted to share, this is how it came out. I think it came out really great. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll join me next week. Sorry this video took so long to put up. I have been sick. I have had a migraine for over multiple days, and I am finally feeling better. So anyway, thank you for being here, and check out my shop on Etsy. It'll be linked below, because we will be having some kits to share with all my creative chronics out there and videos to match them. So stay tuned.